Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. I felt the laughter before I heard it. The kind that cuts through a quiet evening like glass underfoot. We were sitting in the backyard, fairy lights strung over the wooden fence, the smell of grilled food still hanging in the cool air. My wife, Layla, had her glass of wine tilted in her hand, glowing ruby under the lights, and her smile, too bright, too wide, made something in my chest twist. She was surrounded by our neighbors, and I was just stepping out from the kitchen with another plate of kebabs when I heard her say it. If I ever get tired of Ahmed, I'll just trade him in for a better model. Maybe one that actually knows how to fix the sink. The laughter hit instantly. Loud. Cruel. Too many eyes turned toward me as I froze mid-step, the plate trembling slightly in my hand. My smile faltered, but I tried to hold it. Joking, I told myself. She's just joking. Then the neighbor, Horace, leaned forward, his voice low but clear enough for everyone to hear. Careful what you wish for, Layla. You might not like what a better husband would expect in return. The laughter died. Her smile cracked for a fraction of a second, and she looked at him, eyes flickering with something I couldn't name. Guilt? Fear? No, it couldn't be. But the silence that followed was heavier than anything I'd ever felt. I set the plate down, pretending not to notice. Pretending I hadn't just felt the air shift. Like the first cold wind before a storm. That night, when the guests were gone and the backyard lights still shimmered faintly, I sat in the living room, listening to the sound of her washing dishes. She hummed off-key, distant, like someone forcing normalcy. I finally said, "That joke earlier, was that supposed to be funny?" She paused for just a heartbeat too long before replying. "You know how I am, Ahmed. I just like to make people laugh." "Yeah, I know." I looked down at my hands. But it wasn't really a joke, was it? Her voice softened. "You're overthinking again." I wanted to believe her. I wanted to think I was imagining the sharpness in her tone, the way she avoided my eyes when she passed me. But the image of Horace's look, smug, almost pitying, wouldn't leave me. Over the next few days, the tension crawled under my skin. I tried to shake it off, but I started noticing things. Her phone lighting up late at night, always flipped face down. The scent of a new perfume I hadn't seen before. The way she dressed up more to run errands lately. And Horace. He had started waving more, calling out little jokes when she drove past his house. Always with that knowing grin. Still, I told myself not to go there. We'd been married 7 years. She had stood by me through my job loss, through my father's illness. She couldn't possibly be. The thought alone made my stomach tighten. It was a Thursday when everything changed. She told me she was going out to meet her friend Sanaa for dinner. I nodded, tried to play casual, but something about the way she avoided my eyes made my gut twist. I waited 10 minutes after she left, then grabbed my keys. Not to follow her, I told myself. Just to clear my head. But somehow I ended up driving toward Horace's street. His car wasn't in the driveway. The house was dark, except for the faintest glow through the blinds. My pulse pounded. I almost turned back, but then I saw it. Her car. Parked 2 houses down, half hidden under a tree. For a moment I couldn't breathe. The world narrowed to that one sight, the silver of her headlights glinting under the moonlight. My hands clenched the steering wheel until my knuckles turned white. I stepped out of the car, each footstep heavy with disbelief. I moved closer, my heart pounding against my ribs. There was laughter coming from inside the house, low, intimate, unmistakable. I froze outside the window, and there she was. Layla, my wife, sitting on Horace's couch, his arm draped over her shoulders, her face tilted up toward him with a softness I hadn't seen in months. I stumbled back, my breath ragged. It wasn't what I thought, I tried to tell myself. Maybe she was just talking to him about something. Maybe. Then she reached for his hand, and he kissed her. The sound of glass shattering came from somewhere far away, but it took me a moment to realize it was me. I had dropped my phone. The laughter inside stopped. I turned and ran. She came home hours later. I was sitting on the couch, the room dim except for the soft light from the hallway. She froze when she saw me, mascara smudged slightly, her perfume heavy and unfamiliar. "How was dinner?" I asked, my voice calm, too calm. She hesitated. "It was fine. Just me and Sanaa catching up." I looked at her, studying every line of her face. "I drove past Horace's place earlier. Funny, I thought I saw your car there." Her mouth opened slightly, then closed. The silence that followed stretched until it broke something between us. Ahmed, she whispered. I stood, my heart thudding so loudly it drowned out her voice. Don't lie, Layla. Not now. She sank into the chair, hands trembling. It wasn't supposed to happen. I felt invisible. You were always distant lately, so when Don't. I couldn't bear it. Don't blame me for what you chose. Tears filled her eyes, but they didn't move me. Something inside me had already gone numb. Please, she said quietly. It didn't mean anything. I laughed, a cold, hollow sound. It meant enough for him to silence you with a single sentence that night. Her eyes widened. She understood then. That moment at the barbecue hadn't been harmless banter. It had been a crack in the mask she'd been wearing all along. I picked up my keys, my voice barely a whisper. You said you wanted a better husband, Layla. You found one. Congratulations. She sobbed, reaching out for me, but I stepped back. The door closed behind me with a final quiet click. 2 weeks later, I saw her again. She was walking alone, her eyes hollow, her smile gone. Harz had moved out unexpectedly, his wife. Yes, the one he'd been cheating on too, had filed for divorce. Layla tried to approach me once, outside the grocery store. I stopped just long enough to meet her eyes. There was no anger left in me, just a quiet kind of grief. Some jokes, I said softly, reveal more truth than anyone expects. Then I walked away. And this time the silence was mine.